Okay, I think it's recording. Looks like it. All right. So hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday, February 19th. This is a meeting of the Kubernetes Data Protection Working Group. As a reminder, this meeting is public, recorded, and posted on YouTube. I am subbing in for Xing today because she had a conflict. Welcome to the new members here. And I don't know if these agenda items are new or a repeat from last week, but do we have Ivan or Carl or Prasad to talk about the CBT changes?
No, Carl and Prasad will not be joining, but I can sub in for them to talk about CBT.
Okay. Did you add this topic on the agenda, or is it a repeat of last week's or 2 weeks ago?
I think the first 3 points have been there since some time. I think to do once we can remove the doc. I think that PR is merged, and most of them are just been like taken forward from the last agenda.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So so you said the docs change has been merged and it's been
Yeah,
removed.
so the docs changes should be merged, and then blog is still in work in progress, but the release 0.1.0 is done, and Zing has already created the release, so we can remove that. And I think we've talked about change file tracking last time as well, and bucket tracking too, and the
Okay.
kep update also is done. So like we can remove these points, and like I've added my new points below that.
Okay. Well, actually, I should be sharing my screen. That would probably help.
Yeah.
Let's boy, I have to find the individual tab. Give me a sec.
Sure.
Okay, I think I'm sharing now. Yeah, it looks like this was already updated to mention that the docs were merged and that the release happened. What were the new things you wanted that you added for this week?
Oh, okay. I think it was in suggestions. I'm not sure why you're not able to see. Uh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, I
I'm probably
added
not.
in the wrong section. No, I think I added it in the wrong section because it was duplicate. I'll paste it in the correct part. 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't know if I have edit
Okay.
access. Let me.
Uh, is the suggestion visible?
Oh, I don't have edit access. I can only suggest.
Okay. If you,
That's a
I
problem.
think we can still see it, the suggestion, if you scroll down a bit.
All right,
Yeah.
there we go.
So these were the updates we can discuss for today.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to talk to Xing about getting edit access to this doc. But yeah, we can leave it as a suggestion now, and she can accept it later.
Yeah,
So
sure.
what are the new items?
So there is one PR that is still pending. So it was on hold for release note, and the release note has been added. It's on CSI host part driver. Just wanted to bring that up since it's like been
Okay.
pending for a while. And like there is also a PR in the Kubernetes org repo for like write permissions for the team. The maintainers Carl, Prasad, me, and Daniel don't have write permissions to the repo. And last time Zing did the release, but with this PR, we should have the necessary permission.
Is this a GitHub permission or a Kubernetes organization permission?
The GitHub repository permission. So like we need
Okay,
it
but
to
it's
be added.
managed
Like
through a PR to another repo. So there's a robot that will manipulate the actual GitHub permissions. Is that how it works?
so there we will get added into a team, and that team kind of provides us access. So Zing
Okay.
was reviewing it. I made the changes is what she wanted. Yeah, I just wanted to like highlight it
Yeah,
so
this
that
is new to me. I didn't know we
available.
were doing access this way. It's good to know. Okay, so
Yeah,
Xing will take care of
yeah,
reviewing and merging this.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to highlight the progress on the external storage test for change block tracking. We just merged a new tool that is kind of like it takes in the change blocks, whatever the CSI driver responds back, and actually copies them into another device, and then does a final diff between the uh, devices, similar to how a backup system does. So this way we can verify that the storage system has given the correct diff between two snapshots or a single snapshot without knowing the internals of how a CSI driver will work. So this tool will kind of be further used for the external storage test suite.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a test. So you're saying this is a tool that will be used by an automated test.
Yes, the KH
And
external shoot. There's a PR
and
to
is
try.
the tool basically a binary that you run in a Kubernetes workload that does what you just
Yeah, in a
described?
container. Yeah, you can just
Okay.
go install the tool and then run it, providing the path.
Okay. And where does it store the actual backup blocks?
It'll
And
not store it. So it's basically like you mount the PVC, like you have two snapshots. So you just restore both of them and you mount them as devices. And the change blocks that gets transmitted from the CSI driver through the external snapshot will be copied from the final snapshot back into the old snapshot. So at the end of it, both the like both the devices should match up. Am I making sense?
okay. Okay, so you start off with the volume with two different snapshots,
Yeah, restored
presumably
from two
populated
different
with
snapshots.
randomly, and then you restore them both, and then you set up a workload pointed at both of them and use the change
Ye-
block tracking API to compute the diff
Yeah,
and to
so we'll
transform one
just
into the
copy it.
other.
Yeah. So, finally, both the devices should be similar.
Both the devices should be what?
Should have the same content.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense to me. Um, I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out if this is going to cover, if it, all the corner cases that matter. I guess what matters is how do you initially create the two snapshots? Like, is it just random data and then you change some blocks at random, or is it like how do you get the snapshots into the initial state?
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be random data, and it will be same parent PVC, so we'll be continuously writing random data. Take a snapshot, write more data into it, or randomly at various locations. Take another snapshot, restore these both snapshots into PVCs, mount them, like stream the diff, copy the diff, and do a final verify between them,
Yeah,
compare between them. So this is for like get metadata delta. There's also
yeah.
get allocated metadata.
No, I
For
mean,
that, we'll be just using, yeah.
this sounds like a great way to get a decent amount of test coverage and to actually exercise real implementations and verify that they're doing something correct. My, I think the thing that pops into my head is to catch strange corner cases and implementation bugs, you're going to want to do some interesting manipulations, like maybe just change one byte at like the boundary of a block. Um, change, like you want to create some test cases that involve sort of tricky scenarios, right? Uh, where uh, a poorly implemented driver might do the wrong thing, and you want to try to catch it doing that. That will be the
I
challenge, I think. But the basic
think,
process all makes sense. Is set up two snapshots with some difference, collect the delta, and verify that it's
yeah.
it's it's accurate.
Yeah,
So
I think the point of like external storage suit is just to verify the feature works. I don't think it's like very extensive into that. It goes into every little corner cases. But we'll also have another E2E suite that tests the external snapshot metadata sidecar itself and the functionalities it has, like it verifying both the snapshot belongs to the same parent or if the snapshot exists in the same namespace, etc., etc.
okay. No, I was envisioning test cases for testing actual storage plugins, SPs. Um,
Yeah.
so You know,
this
because
proof,
the kind you could imagine bugs in the computation of the delta if it's only like one byte changed
hmm,
or you know, or maybe an overwrite with the same data. So you did a write to the block, but you didn't, or maybe you changed it twice. You changed it to something different, and then you changed it back. In which case, you would hope that the deltas would would not it
uh,
would it not include that block if the data was the same. I
yeah.
would also be
In my
interested. Like,
hmm,
go ahead.
in my view, like that's the storage systems API. They like we can directly invoke it and test it very thoroughly. Like we don't have to like necessarily test it like through the CSI API. If you can get what I mean.
Well,
Like
I'm in particular wondering about like alignment errors, right? Because we set up
hmm,
the CBT API to have like blocks, and it returns like a chunk, or it returns a list of LBAs which are aligned blocks if it's fixed
uh,
size. But then
no,
we
it
have the
can be
variable
variable
size
as
one
well.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like trying to tease out the bugs in that layer uh,
Hmm.
could be interesting. Um, Now, I agree. Like the real testing should be done by the vendor at directly at
Hmm.
the lower layer, because they're the ones who know how to catch the bugs in their own implementation. But we could have a few tests that try to cover some of the stranger scenarios. I'm wondering, do we have a negative test? So like if the blocks didn't change, but the CBT API says that they did change, like we could detect that and say like, oh, it's returning a false change for this block.
No, like the CBT API, as I said, like do not really care about like what blocks or what sizes they return. We just would do a final the verify command line basically. But the CBT itself just streams whatever data is coming from the CSI driver,
Yeah, I just
the external snapshot metadata sidecar.
my worry is that you could pass that test by returning a list of blocks, which was all of the blocks, right? And then you would always pass the test. And
Yeah,
that's
but I
not
guess
very
this
interesting, right?
true. But then again, we'll start going into storage systems specifics, and I don't think that's what we're aiming for, right?
Okay,
Because
I
we're
mean,
just
fair
testing the
enough, fair
framework.
enough.
Yeah.
All right. So in any case, it's good progress. I It would be interesting to have even more aggressive tests later on, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Something is better than nothing. So this is definite progress. Uh,
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to share?
No, nothing much at this point. I guess that's where we're at currently.
All right. Thank you. Dave, do you have a white paper update for us, or is this leftover? Dave, you're on mute if you're speaking.
I'm not speaking. I'm looking for the damn mute button. So Russ has volunteered to help out on the white paper. He's looking at it. Other than that, nothing much from last time.
Okay. All
Um,
right. Well, thanks for volunteering to help Russ. Russ, are you also with Caston?
I'm sorry,
Uh,
with casting?
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, you were saying, am I also with casting?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm I'm just curious.
I'm not sure. I guess not. I'm not sure who casting is.
that's us.
Oh,
Cast and Veeam is my company, and Daniel's there.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I see it in the
okay.
background. I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. Built-in Zoom advertising. I love it. Um, okay. So nothing else to mention, Dave?
Nothing new. I mean, Shing and I are getting geared up for the KubeCon London, so we're putting together the slides for that.
Okay. Awesome. All right. The next topic we have on the agenda was the volume populator moving to GA in version 1 through 33. So we have the KEP merged. I'm just going to open this. Okay, it looks like Daniels or David's still helping with the product readiness review. Target GA in 133. I can't remember what version of Kubernetes we're on right now. Did we just, is 132 the one that was just released? So 133 is next. And I guess we're collecting examples of implementations. The ones that are mentioned here, Veeam using it for KubeVirt. Did we already discuss this or is this new? The use case for the volume populator.
I think there was some update in the thread, but I don't know if there was some outcome of this discussion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we want to collect together all the use cases and I guess include them in the justification for going to GA. Although if this PR is merged, then let's see here, last updated January. Yeah, I guess I don't know who has to approve the jump to GA, but I would want to use examples of working implementations as evidence to support that claim. So I guess if we're still interested in collecting more of these, if people have them. The other one that's listed here is KubeVirt's containerized data importer to prepare PVCs for bootable virtual machine disks. Okay. I'm not aware of this, but try to read up on it real quickly. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's actually using populators. Awesome. Anyone have any other topics for today? All right. When is KubeCon London? Is that very soon?
Beginning of April, so first week of April.
Oh, right. Okay. My kids have spring break then, so we're going to be on vacation. I will not be in London, sadly. Although I would love to get back into some KubeCon events when I get a chance. All right. Well, if there's no other topics, I'll give you all 40 minutes back. And thank you for joining today.
Hey, thanks for hosting.
Sure.
Thanks for hosting.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
All right.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.